This is Matt Russell, and welcome to the DailyFX Forum.
So here are the four pairs that I will be discussing this evening: the Euro Pound, the Aussie Kiwi, the Pound Swiss, and the Euro Swiss. So let's go ahead and pull up the charts. The first chart is the Euro Pound, and this is the resistance line that I've been using for the past several reports. As I mentioned during the last report, still waiting for prices to come down and test this previous resistance line from the opposite side after the breakout, which we should now expect to act as support, with prices now just above the 88 figure and this line at the 87 figure. This could be another 24 to 48 hours before this trade materializes, but this is the level that I would be looking for to enter on the long side. The next chart is the Aussie Kiwi, and the channel line that I've been using has failed. We did have a close above it. Let me zoom in here and highlight the trade that I mentioned during the last report that was shorting the pair off this candle wick right here, placing the stop just above the 2250 area, maybe about 2260. So if you were in that trade, you were stopped out with a small loss, and that's okay. And now moving forward, what I would actually do now is I would bring this channel line down to using the actual wicks here, and this is the channel line that I would be using right now for the pair. I'd just be on the sideline now, waiting to see if prices come down either to the support line or the resistance line, and let this pair kind of pan itself out over the next 24 to 48 hours. See if any trades do materialize. The next chart is the Pound Swiss, and not much has changed here. Prices still continuing the large sell-off from the double top pattern up here. Let me zoom in a little bit here. Seeing signs of a possible reversal. I just don't like bottom picking. We do have a doji here, a hammer candle here. So I would have a tentative bullish bias against the low of this candle right here, which is the 71 at 71.56. So again, a tentative bullish bias against 71.56, but because my confidence is low, I'm going to need a much more favorable entry than prices right now at about the 72.40 area. I'd need an entry actually maybe at that 72 figure, or maybe just a few pips beneath it to justify the risk reward, because again, I'm not very confident, and this has been a very sharp sell-off, and trying to pick bottoms is never a good idea. But if you keep the risk incredibly small, it's something you can try and do here and there. The next chart is the Euro Swiss, and this is the daily chart, and still just waiting for prices to come down and test the longer term support line formed by the late October low here and the late March low right here. Price is still well above that line, about 100 or 200 pips, excuse me, above the line right now. So this is the trade we can certainly keep on the radar screen throughout the remainder of this week. I want to go ahead and formally welcome everybody to the DailyFX Forum. And I want to explain a little bit about the forum and the wealth of information that you can obtain from the forum, and how to go about doing so, how to find the things you want. So I'm just going to dive right in right now. And this is DailyFX.com, and this is usually how I navigate my way towards the forums. Obviously, you know, it really depends on each individual how they access the forums, but this is how I go ahead and do it. I go DailyFX.com, go ahead and click on the forum on top, and this brings you to the DailyFX Forum homepage, and this highlights the most recent posts with the subject. So if you see anything that you're interested in, you can obviously go ahead and click. What I like to do is click on the forums tab like this, and go ahead and view the forums in the normal, typical way that forums are set up. And here you go. There are a bunch of threads down here. And I'm just going to go ahead and go directly to the forum, the video you just viewed, where you viewed it. So let's go ahead. This is the DailyFX Instructor Tips Forum, identifying trades with DailyFX. That's me. And go ahead and click on the most recent post. So this is where you are right now viewing the video, although the video will be the video beneath this one that you're watching right now. So normally when I'm on the forums, and what I would do is just scroll up to the top. Certainly you can check out any of my previous videos, and you know, especially if I did mention them in the report or in the video that you're viewing at that moment. And what I will do is go ahead and click on the forums, and then look for the forums that I like, you know, that I have interest in. One of them would be the Euro Dollar forum, and this, again, it's really up to each individual trader as to exactly how they want to use the forum. Personally, what I like to do, the first thing I do is I'll go to the Euro Dollar thread, I'll go and click on the latest post. And what I'll do here is, and again, I just want to, you know, really emphasize this point. It depends on your exact mindset when you're viewing, and me as a trader, I have some experience, so what I do and how I personally use the forum is I go through and I'll read what people are saying about the euro, what their trade ideas are. I certainly, try to maintain my own individual objectivity, and I really don't pay much attention to what other traders are saying in terms of my trading. I'm not going to certainly see something on a forum and then go jump into a trade. But what it will do, it will open my eyes to certain trading opportunities, maybe a certain line or a certain time frame that I haven't looked at before. So that's one way that I personally like to utilize the DailyFX forum. But certainly for newer traders, there are plenty of topics that you can go over. Let's say you might not be well versed in terms of certain currency pairs that you want to learn about. Scalping, you might not know what Elliott wave is. You can go ahead and click there and see exactly what you can understand, what you might not understand, and then certainly feel free to ask questions about any of these topics that you have. Maybe the carry trade, maybe you have some questions about that, or the sentiment, the SSI, or the latest economic news, FX programmers, the webinars, MT4. Any questions about active trader, you can go ahead and click on those threads. So again, it's very free, very open, and there is a wealth of information here and just waiting to be utilized. Again, this is Matt Russell. Thank you for listening.